What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're talking fresh iris slash orris fragrances for the warmer weather. This was requested not that long ago, and I'm just now remembering to get around to it, so my apologies for the few people that requested this, but I've actually added a few recently that kind of fit the topic, so it worked out. So these are, good for springtime, good for summer. Some are a little tropical, some are semi-formal, some are super casual and fresh, but all seem to work in the slightly warmer to straight up hot weather if you're into iris. So let's dive into these 10. Stay tuned. Starting with one I was extremely late to the game on, I have the old original version that featured hazelnut instead of iris, which is beautiful. Great date night fragrance, but as far as a daytime iris, Valentino Uomo, the 2021 formula is fantastic. Citruses, clean musk, little waxy iris. It's really good. It's really good. You gotta like the powder. I mean, you wouldn't be watching this if you weren't into iris or looking to expand upon your horizons and your collection with iris, right? So I don't have to tell you it's good for these. That's the point of the topic, right? I literally wore it the other day, last week at the recording of this. It's just such a beautiful fragrance. It really is. If you have the intense, I don't think it's actually that redundant because that one's much more spicy, leather forward, much more evening, colder weather appropriate, where I think this is really good like spring and fall daytime, summer daytime, depending on the humidity and the heat, on into evenings, damn near signature scent kind of stuff. If you just love iris and you're looking for one that you can kind of get away with it for everything, you might want to look into this one. Performance is actually pretty good as well. It's Valentino Uomo, the newest formula. Now this has really good performance and it is super, super clean. Clean musk, a little on the soapy aromatic side with a fresh powdered iris. This is from Montale. This is intense, so iris, not one you're really going to hear all that much about. But the beauty to this is they're relatively affordable, quality is really good, and performance is upper tier. 8+ hours easily in longevity. Less is more if you're not looking for an overwhelming monster in projection and sillage, because it's a really strong fragrance. Pierre Montale does not play around. They're an extrait that screams off the skin like a bright EDT. That's just what it is, but it's so clean. Those that are looking for the clean, office-appropriate type of iris fragrances where, just 2 or 3 sprays and you're good in an office setting, clean, professional, not understated, but not overstated as well. That's where something like this comes in. Intense, sure. Moderate with the sprays, not so intense. So iris, it's very much a lot of iris and clean musk. This is a good one. You just don't hear anybody talk about it. It's Montale Intense So Iris. A 2025 release. It smells like the EDP. Dial the leather back just a little bit and add in more of an earthy, violety smell to the way this iris comes across. It's fresh and aquatic and woody. It's Kenzo Homme Indigo, one of the newest releases for 2025. This is awesome. I just got it in the last week, just did my first impressions with it. It smells like if Kenzo Homme Intense, the extremely woody forward aquatic in the line, and Kenzo Homme EDP, the extremely leather forward aquatic in the line, had a baby and sprinkled a little bit of iris on it. Because it's just as woody as the Intense, it's almost as leathery as the EDP, and you have this earthy floral tone. Fresh and aquatic, not over the top salty. This is great. This is an aquatic with some character to it. This has personality. It's not bland, it's not generic, but it's not challenging either. And performance is really good. It's in the $80 range from discounters because it is a new release, but I think it's worth every single penny. Obviously, it's still better than paying retail. This is a good one. This one's going to get some hype. The more people get their nose on this one is going to get some hype. This is Kenzo Homme Indigo. Very coastal, very professional. My favorite fragrance. It came out last summer. It hasn't even been on the market a full year yet. I'm almost halfway through a bottle. I never do that. I have over 2,000 fragrances, not counting duplicates, decants, and samples. This is just straight up bottles behind me that would never fit in this entire frame. We're talking about Zaharoff Signature Seraphim Blue. That's what I'm talking about. I'm almost halfway through the bottle. This is a fresh green minty fresh, powdered iris, slightly creamy coconut aquatic. It's clean and musky. It's like salty sea breeze type of aquatic. It's not over the top watery and marine, but the heart of this fragrance is a beautiful powdered Florentine iris note, that the same Florentine iris note that was found in my first release was Zaharoff Business Over Pleasure. Only this is a very green, minty, aquatic fragrance. Very breezy and, like I said, very coastal, outdoors, gentleman's clean, fresh fragrance, if you will. Performance is really good on this one. Another one that can be less is more, but you can dial the sprays up and you're not going to really overwhelm yourself or anyone around you. You get really good longevity. Light blue with longevity is kind of one of the ways I've always described it. I'm a huge fragrance. I wear this all the time. It takes me years and years and years to put dents like this in bottles, and this hasn't even been out for a year. Just to give you some perspective on how much I love it, I would highly encourage getting the sample in the link down below and trying it for yourself, because this is one of the better quality fragrances as far as iris that's in this video, because we got a combination of niche and designer in here, and this is definitely upper tier on the quality. Love, love, love this stuff. This is Zaharoff Signature Seraphim Blue. Really high quality, coastal and gentlemanly to synthetic, cheaper smelling, but a straight up tropical banger. Absolute banger. My favorite Jean Paul Gaultier fragrance. Hands down, it's still not even close. Le Beau Le Parfum. You can't go wrong here. Yeah, there's clones out there. Cadlage Island is really good, but it doesn't perform like this one. Juicy pineapple, fresh powdered iris, green cypress, powdered sweet tonka bean blending with that powdery iris, the floral smell, some coconut to give it that beachy, tropical, slightly sunscreen-like feel. This is so freaking good. This is my favorite Jean Paul Gaultier fragrance across all the different lines, the Scandal line, the Le Male line, and of course the Le Beau DNA. The only one that I think will have a real shot at topping this one for me is if and when, probably more like when than if, we get a Le Beau Elixir, which I think is the inevitable. Hell, we got 2 different Le Male Elixirs already before we got an elixir out of this. But I love the EDT. Paradise Garden's beautiful. Flower Edition's pretty good, but none of them can touch this one for me. If you're looking for a beautiful tropical fruity iris fragrance, this is it. And performance is fantastic. This stuff is a compliment monster. Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Le Parfum. To me, this is Silver Mountain Water, but better. Iris and rose, fresh, clean, musky, metallic citrus. Just beautiful, powdery, of course. Soapy, clean. Xerjoff Mefisto, my favorite Xerjoff fragrance. Even over the Mefisto Gentle Uomo, the light blue bottle that's even fresher. But this one, the scent profile is where it's at for me. I can't encourage you enough to try this one. So it is undeniably similar to Silver Mountain Water from Creed, but you're going to lose kind of that inkiness of the black currant, and you definitely lose that herbal green tea smell. But you replace it with a bunch of florals like iris. Well, I say a bunch, it's 2. Iris more so than rose, but iris and rose, and it's very fresh. Still a metallic fragrance, but very, very fresh. The musk here really cleans things up as well. It is so good. Great performer. Another one in my experience, compliment beast. Nothing's guaranteed with any fragrance, but my experience may not duplicate for you, but this stuff's amazing, and I would strongly encourage you check it out. Xerjoff Mefisto. More of a soapy iris than a powdery iris with sweet caramel, and has freshness to it, but not aquatic like you would think with the name, because it's Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. This is the EDT. It's more of a soapy, clean iris smell with caramel sweetness. It works. It just works. The more time progresses, I have the Eau de Parfum, I have the Le Parfum, which is wildly different from this one. And while they're all 3 beautiful in their own right, when I did my Prada house ranking video for all the Prada fragrances I have, when I revisited everything, I came to the realization that I like this one the most. And it's probably because of the frickin' iris, because iris is my favorite note, right? So if you've never tried this one, you're missing out. Yeah, the EDP is a beautiful smoked vanilla and all that good stuff, but this has that soapy, clean, fresh iris smell that is just, Prada. When it comes to soapy florals, none do it like Prada. Not even niche brands do it like Prada. So, if you like sweet, you like floral, you're gonna like Ocean EDT. How about fruity lipstick with some patchouli and cedar? Maybe that doesn't sound good to you. I don't know. The name might scare you away if you're not secure in your masculinity. But if you got a set and you're willing to go out on a limb and try and just get a beautiful olfactive experience, Juliette Has a Gun Lipstick Fever might be your next favorite iris fragrance. It's raspberry, violet, and iris, and it dries into patchouli and cedar. It actually has a more masculine leaning dry down. I get it. It's called Lipstick Fever. Get over it. If it sounds interesting, this is the only way I'm encouraging you, is if it sounds interesting, you should try this. For the longest, this was my favorite from the brand. I've kind of fallen in love with X Vetiver, one of their newer releases that I got recently, which I've kind of bumped this one to number 2, but man, it's still so good. Beautiful raspberry note. A little bit more violet than iris at first, then it starts to get more and more powdery as it settles, more of that lipsticky type of smell. But then the patchouli and the cedar take hold and give that slight masculine edge to it, where it starts off a little on the feminine side, and then it starts ending up very unisex with a touch of masculinity in the dry down. Performance is average to slightly above average, nothing crazy here. I would say in that 6 to 8 hour range in longevity, more so 6 to 7 hours for me personally. But man, this is beautiful stuff. Don't let the name scare you off, guys. Don't let the name scare you off. You like iris if you're watching this video. I'm trying to walk you down the path of a damn good one. Juliette Has a Gun Lipstick Fever. Fruity, little citric, fresh and sweet, and it's more of a fresh smell. It's orris root, the root of the iris flower. Adds a little bit of powder. It's not a super dominant iris fragrance, but it's enough where I would include it here because you get that Polo Red DNA, more so in the opening than in the dry down, with some orris, also known as iris, because it's the root. Polo Red Parfum. At first, I was like, it's good. It's not great. Another one of those that over time just started liking more and more and more. Now look, I still like the EDP more. The ginger note in that one just does it for me. But here, it's that iris mixed with absinthe, which not everybody's here for that limey absinthe smell. I'm actually quite a fan. Oh, and I get that iris early. Oh, I get it right away. It's more powdery early than it is later. Man, it's really gotten better and better to me over time. Where I would have rated this in like the 7 to 7.5 range when it first came out like 2 years ago, to where now I'm up there in like the 8.5 great range with this one. This is actually damn good. And for you iris lovers that want some fruitiness, nice and woodsy, hint, even a little hint of booze, to be honest with you, the way the absinthe comes across, like this almost clear vodka-like accord in some ways. This is damn good. Not exactly the same as a Polo Red EDT or an EDP, but an evolution nonetheless. The DNA is there early on with some iris and some absinthe. It's actually pretty good. Really good longevity, just not a screamer in projections. Ralph Lauren's Polo Red Parfum. And one of the best warm weather iris fragrances of all time. Not even close. One of my favorites when it comes to powdery iris for the summer. The ginger brightens this thing up so much. We talked about how Prada does it with the soapy florals. Prada L'Homme, but Prada L'Homme L'Eau, my big 5.1 ounce bottle, the baby blue back. Not the original. The original's spicier. The original's heavier. The original's better for dressier occasions. More casual settings, this. It can do everything the original can do and more in a casual, warmer setting. This, and more this. This has never gotten enough love, in my opinion. I love this fragrance. It's that soapy, powdered floral smell. Ginger doesn't just really spicing it up a whole lot. It brightens it up. It's the crisp, bright type of ginger accord here. Of course, you get a little bit of woods. There's, like I said, light spiciness here, but overall aromatic, soapy, fresh, powdery, joyous, just put a smile on your face kind of stuff. Still has really good performance as well. 8 hours longevity, easy every time I've ever worn it. I wouldn't call it a beast, but it's an above average performer. If you could find this one for a good price online, I'm not sure what the situation is with whatever I'm going to link down below. I'm going to try to find it for you and see, but this, in some ways, I saved one of the best for last. Prada L'Homme L'Eau. You need to try this. Well, that's the 10 that I wanted to cover. That's not the only 10, but that's the 10 that I felt deserved the spotlight. Combination of niche and designer. Like I said, I'll have links down below in the video description, as well as YouTube shopping network. that'll have places like Fragrance Net and Joma Shop and so on. So we got a variety of different options if you're doing some shopping. But of course, you don't have to do any shopping to watch my videos. I just appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Seriously, thank you. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. And we'll see you on the next one.